Welcome back to another week of Queen's Park for Life. What a day it was yesterday with the women winning the Colt Cup for the third year in a row, and they're one game away from 3 undefeated seasons in a row to go with it, which is just absolutely fantastic. There was a few beers at the club rooms last night, that's for sure, and of course the Prem lads up the road with a massive 5-0 victory over Mosgiel, as well as Donald Gray getting back and winning ways. It's just an absolutely cracker of a day, and we've got a cracker of a show this week. We've got John the Wad Meijs. How you doing, John?
Yeah, good, Glenn. Yeah, especially after yesterday's results.
You were up the road, weren't you?
I was up the road in Mosgiel, and I said to Paddy before the game, I said, God, it'd be nice if we win by 1 or 2 goals, or 3 goals, because I'm getting a bit grey. All these 1-goal wins, but no, they delivered well and truly.
Didn't they?
5-0. I mean, couldn't have asked for more.
Bloody outstanding. Well, we'll talk about the game a wee bit more later on. So, when did you get involved with the club?
Oh, it goes back when I was pretty much fresh off the boat from Holland, and back in late 1982, and I came across a guy called John Creswell, and he was working with a chap called Lindsay Barnett, and I was helping them out, and one thing led to another, and so late around about Christmas time, they invited me over for a training session, and Lindsay had talked me up a bit. There's this Dutchman coming from fresh off the boat, and needless to say, after the first training session, the coach at the time was extremely disappointed. But Lindsay,
so you were no Johan Cruyff?
No, not even close. But I probably drink more than Johan Cruyff. Lindsay focused more on my drinking and supporting the bar, and and the coach. Well, we just let it be. But I mean, the only reason I joined was just to have a few mates and drink a beer after the game. I've got absolutely no regrets. Absolutely loved it. And I've been with the club ever since.
Beautiful. You have been with Queen's Park for a while. What roles have you been involved with the club?
Well, I started off, I had a couple of games with the Donald Gray. Like, we were playing Southern League then, and we had a really good side back then in the Southern League. And but I played a few games Donald Gray, and then as my skills were exposed, or lack of, I sort of slowly dropped down to Div 2. And and played there happily. It was more or less a Southern Times team, because Div 2 didn't train. And this is back in the days of the Southern Times having like 150 staff who were shift workers, and it was difficult for a lot of the shift workers to make training. So we had a reasonably good team, as in team spirit. The results on the field left a bit to be desired. And then I think it was the year after, Bill Smith, he was the manager at the time, a life member of the club.
Yeah.
And I think it's the next year that he no longer was able to look after the Div 2. So I took over the role of looking after Div 2, and I did that for quite a few years, probably 5 or 6. Yeah. And then also a few years after that, I started to look after the bar. I managed the bar together with a guy, Muzzer, Guy Murray Wilson, and so between the two of us, we used to run the bar. We had never had a liquor license, but
it was a different world in the 80s, wasn't it?
It was a different world, and I remember the Red joined us around about the mid-80s as well, and he was like 16, but his old man had given me permission to look after him and give him a few beers. So I did that for quite a few years. Was on the committee for quite a few years back then. Never had any official role in the committee, just sit there and listen in. But my input, yeah, we had one really good fundraiser for a few years running Sports Expo at the Ascot Park Hotel.
Okay.
And it was basically, sort of like the home show, but then focused on sport. It was financially was quite successful for us, but a lot of work. And
it would be.
And then later, when the club sort of went to quite a bad patch there, 20 or so years ago. Then Corey got things back up again a bit, and I became the manager for 1 or 2 years, I think, with the Donald Grey. Yeah, and then finally we got Div 2 going again with a few of old hands, and this is when the club really started to get its stuff together again, and we really started to look a lot more positive. And so
it's just sort of built ever since then.
Yeah, and I'm really pleased I did, with the help of like a good friend of mine, Chris Chilton, who was also a member of the club many years ago. And things are looking up and up.
Yeah, for sure. How much have you enjoyed watching the Prem team this year, and which game have you enjoyed the most? I'm thinking yesterday must be up there.
Yesterday is right up there, but I mean, I've even in the beginning when we were really struggling, I mean, we were really sort of struggling in the last 20, 30 minutes. I mean, we knew that was going to happen because it's a big step up. But I've always been really proud at the ticker the guys have shown, and so I was always fairly confident it will click. And then we had our first win, or you were there in Green Island. So a monkey off our back, but then what was it, 3 weeks ago, Dunedin City? Yeah. I mean,
on the turf.
On the turf in Dunedin, and we had a bit of a chat with Corey and Paddy and the players, and it was simple, Nobody expects anything today. Just have fun, enjoy it, play good footy. And
they
played their hearts out. And Anton pinching the bloody winning goal in the last minute. I can't ask for more than that. It was absolutely fantastic. It's, and that's been so good for the confidence too, because I don't think we lost a game since.
Since the rules, no, I don't say no.
No. So, because if you can beat them, the top of the, they hadn't lost a game the whole season.
It's their only loss so far,
and and I'd say it'd be fair to say that they underestimated us. They hadn't allowed for our improvements, but but yesterday too, 5-0 against Moscow.
That's just, it's probably the biggest result this club's had in the century.
At that level, I mean, I don't know, I'm no historian, but
what do you make of the new club rooms we've got? Obviously, it was a few years in the waiting, wasn't it? In the wings.
Yeah,
a lot going on behind the scenes.
I remember the old days when we had old club rooms at Turnbull Thompson. It had a homely feel to it.
That's one way to put it.
Yeah, but I mean, it was adequate but then. We had many years without club rooms, and that really wasn't satisfactory. I mean, we were made welcome to a degree at the Ascot, but then when we managed to move into Tay Street with softball, I mean, there was a vast improvement, but it was cold.
Yeah, the building wasn't the greatest, was it?
No, I mean, it was an old building, but this is. I mean, it is fantastic. I mean, nice and warm and cozy. It's you can't
spacious.
Spacious. I mean, you can't ask for more than it.
No.
The only thing I would like to see is maybe get a few pictures up and a few shirts and now we got pictures of Malcolm Ferguson, old club member, was captain of the All Whites back in the 70s. I would love to see those pictures back up on the wall.
Yeah, for sure. So of the Premier team, you've seen every game this year, haven't you?
Only one I missed on is Northern in Dunedin.
Okay, yeah. So who would be the player you've enjoyed watching the most?
Oh, there's a few. There's a few, but it'd really be unfair to say just this one, but because of it's a young side, but I mean the ones who come to mind for me is now Liam
McClure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, amount of effort he puts in. Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic. 110% now. Rio he's so calm, so composed. Such a good influence on the players.
Yeah.
Also good communicating with the refs.
And it's good to see him get his rewards too, because he played in, to be fair, what was a pretty bang average Don Gray team for a few years. And so it's good to see him with good players around him and playing at a high level. Yeah,
and
he deserves it.
And then David and after yesterday, Caleb.
Yeah.
So but I mean, if I have to pick one, I would say, Liam. His just total commitment. Yeah, like a dog with a bone, never give up. Yeah, it's
Aussies, eh?
Yeah, but
full of fight.
Yeah, it's absolutely. Yeah, but the whole side. I mean, the ticker they got. Yeah, and no egos.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I have to say at the same time, Paddy's got a lot to do with it. Yeah. I mean, I think his coaching ability and passing the message on to players is superb. And I'm a very happy camper.
Yeah. I think the whole club is at the moment, that's for sure. Yeah. Especially after the start, losing the first 5 on the bounce and then show the heart they've shown to.
Yeah, I mean, we expected it was tough in the beginning, but I mean, it's quite frankly now it's panning out better than I even hoped for. Now we can actually look at maybe even finishing 5th or 4th. Yeah. There's no reason why we can't.
No, that's right. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
You've obviously been around the club for quite a long time. Who would be 2 or 3 of the most influential people you've seen involved with the club?
Yeah, and all those many years, it's if you limit me to 2 or 3, that's not a lot. I mean, it goes without saying, Lindsay Barnett.
Yeah.
And also Corey, of course. I mean, Lindsay in all the years, highly respected footballer, highly respected in Sutherland and in Otago. And without Corey, I don't know if the club would still have been here. I mean, if it wasn't for his positive and fantastic efforts to sort of get the club back where it is now. But then at the same time also like a few people like Mitch who sort the financials out for the club because they haven't been the best over a lot of years.
Certainly plays a big role, doesn't it? When you've got someone good looking after the money, it goes a long way.
Yeah, it goes a long way. But then of course Alistair Adams, I mean, without Alistair, I doubt very much we would have had these club rooms.
No.
Yeah, and but at the same time too, I mean, the whole committee, I mean, Leanne and all of them, I mean, when I was on the committee all these years ago, we were just a bunch of clowns who were trying our best. But we didn't really know what the hell we were doing. But to have these extremely competent people and positive people too. It's
they're doers, aren't they?
They're doers and they're positive. They're not trying to find excuses why not to. They're trying to. Oh, how can we? And
for sure. Yeah, no, they're definitely doing their best to just grow the club as much as they can. The whole committee's done a fantastic job in the last couple of years.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, for an old bugger like me, it's really nice to see.
What would be a few of your favourite moments with Queen's Park? I'm guessing sort of this year as a whole might be...
Well, this year as a whole is fantastic.
Yeah.
But if we go back in the past, one of the first things I thought of was in the old club rooms, and it was when Holland played in the European Cup finals.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and we played Russia. I was doing the bar. Now the guys were giving me grief. Everybody pretending to be supporting Russia. I mean, nobody was, because when Holland scored a goal, they were all cheering. But they were giving me a lot of grief. But I distinctly remember that night, like 2 a.m. or whatever ungodly hour it was. And then the Russians got a penalty, and one of the guys was giving me a grief. Oh, yeah, you're done for now. And I said, no, I was really confident, pretending to be. Yeah, no, he'll save the penalty. No, and he saved the penalty. But as a club thing, there was a roadie all the way to Christchurch to play Burndale for the Chatham Cup.
Chatham Cup game, right.
Yeah, and it would have been around about the same time, in the late 80s. It was like a bus full of boys.
I do.
Now, they opened the first can at the Escort Park. And they were well and truly pickled by the time they got to Christchurch. And Lindsay was coaching at the time. And oh God, but they were all in bed by 9 o'clock because they had a big trip up. Yeah. And we didn't win the game. I don't remember the score. I think it was 2-1 or 2-0. But I mean, they played their hearts out at English Park, and yeah. So
that must have been. That would have been close to a quarter final or something, was it? If we were playing a Christchurch team?
I'm not sure how it went.
Okay. I can't remember. It could have been different. I suppose it could have been a different format.
Yeah, I don't remember it, what led up to it. But but to play at English Park, it was the home of soccer in Christchurch then. And very enjoyable. But now the funny thing is, in the changing rooms afterwards, somebody found this great big pair of maroon Y-fronts, which nobody owed up to that owned them. So they came back to Invercargill, and for the next, 5 years, we had the Burgundy Burndale Y-fronts Award for any senior team player who made a dick over and beyond the Call of Duty during the day. So,
did you ever get them, mate?
No. Thankfully, I just played Div 2, so I was never entitled to it.
Oh, right, okay.
No, but and we still don't know whose they were. But
have you still got them?
No, they were well and truly ripped to bits by now.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So it's Red probably got them somewhere.
Oh, yeah, that wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah,
it wouldn't surprise me. He'll still be sniffing. So, yeah, obviously over the last few years, the club have taken quite a few steps forward and gotten ourselves in a really good position. What do you think is something what steps do you think we could take in the future to sort of help the club grow, if any?
Well, yeah.
There's always something.
There's quite a few things, actually, I would like to see them do. I mean, like, we're safe now in Southern League, and I'd really like to see us stay there for quite a few years, and maybe eventually look at moving even up from there.
Yeah.
But I think our focus now should be probably on the women's team. I think for starters, I would really love to see them in what they call the Kate Shepherd Cup.
Yep.
Yeah. So sort of the Chatham Cup for the ladies.
Yeah.
I would love to see them enter that, and maybe long term even look at
playing in Dunedin themselves.
Playing in Dunedin and have a local team and a Dunedin team. I think we owe it to them.
Yeah.
And I'm a great believer in trying to provide the best football for our members.
100%.
Yeah. And also focus on the juniors.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, we got to very, very, keep what we got and improve on it. And I think we got the people there to do it.
I think so as well, yeah. The committee's certainly under control with these sorts of things.
Yeah.
And there has been murmurings in the background of the women sort of stepping up. But obviously that's tough to do. You do need to have a second team in place to do that.
Yeah. You need a feeder team.
Yeah,
and like this year, they started with pretty much a brand new team.
Yeah,
and
that's right.
But the thing is, if you start providing that level of football for the women, then there'll be more women interested in playing, but also playing for us.
Yeah,
as opposed, right.
Well, what we'll do now is we'll run through the results from yesterday. So obviously the Premier side were away to Mosgiel and had the massive 5-0 win. 1-0 at half time, wasn't it?
1-0, 2-0.
No, I think it was 1-0. Yeah. Caleb Crasco scored about 10 minutes before the half.
Yeah.
And unfortunately had to come off injured not long afterwards.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was a beautiful ball played in by Calum Castle and
Yeah.
nodded home in between two defenders. Good finish. Couldn't argue with that.
Yeah, and that's the big difference now. Like in the beginning of the season, we needed so many chances to get one goal, and now we only need half a chance.
Yeah.
And we play for 90 minutes.
Yeah. Bradley Leslie scored the second goal in the second half, and then Calum thought he'd have a crack and get himself a wee 20-minute hat trick, which I think that might be his first hat trick at senior level for the club. So.
I read something on Facebook. He for the club it probably is. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. So congratulations to him. Well done, mate. He's been brilliant all season, Calum. Really, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Arguably our player of the season so far. So, big congratulations to him. Big congratulations to the whole team. That's just a fantastic effort. And they do play Queenstown on midweek on Tuesday night, which by the time this goes out, that will have already been played. But
but there's no reason why we shouldn't do the same.
Yeah.
We deserved to win against Queenstown a couple of weeks ago, and it's a big ask for Queenstown to travel all the way down. And so
it is. It is.
Yeah, if we go in with the right attitude, but after beating the needy city, no.
Anyway, everyone's beatable, aren't they?
Yeah.
Everyone's beatable.
Yeah.
No, so that's huge. And again, three away wins in a row, isn't it? So.
Yeah, well, I think we've only lost 2 away games.
Yeah, lost to Northern.
And Wanaka.
And
Northern Hearts and Wanaka.
Yeah, true. Yeah, 3. Yeah.
But so we're pretty good on the road.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yep, for sure. The women's team, they had a tight 3-2 win over Gore. I think it was a last-minute goal actually to secure the win. They only needed 1 point to secure the league, but they did go 1-0 down. I believe it was 1-1 at half time.
Yeah.
Then they went 2-1 up and then conceded a penalty to go 2-2 and then scored a last-minute winner, which, gave them Colt Cup for another season. I think that's 6 and 7 years, or 6 and 8 years, something like that, and 3 in a row. And they won Southend game away from their 3rd year in a row undefeated. So it's just, I don't know. I'm lost for words really. How do you top that? I'm not sure how. They just don't know how to lose.
No, it's good.
It's
good. But we have to find better opposition.
Yeah, well, that's right.
That's why we have to move up if we can.
But I would say Gore definitely gave it to them yesterday. I saw the first half and they certainly weren't rolling over. They were in it to win it for sure. Donald Gray, we had a 4-2 win over the Southland Youth.
Yeah.
2-0 up at half time with 2 good finishes from G, who was back from injury, and Mike, who was back from sickness, which was good to see. Then I scored the 3rd actually. Scored a header, unbelievably.
Yeah.
Which put us 3-0 up, and then Zach thought he'd let them back in the game and gave them a couple of goals, and then Dion Cameron came through with the header as well to just basically cap that off and 4-2 win, which is good. That means we're 3 points halfway through. We're now 3 points behind Thistle with one round to play. So it's all to play for sure.
Yeah. We just got to beat Thistle next time.
Yeah, we will have to do that. Yeah. Division 1 had a 2-1 loss to Waihopai outside the club rooms here on Surrey Park 1. They did start the game with 9 players, I believe. Oh yeah, they had a couple turn up late. But look, it is what it is. And Div 2 had a 3-0 loss away to Gore.
Yeah.
So, we don't need to talk about that really. Okay, Wad. Well, we'll get into a bit of fun here, mate. We'll start things off with a wee game of Who Am I? So how this works is there'll be 5 clues. The first clue's worth 50 points, the second clue's worth 40, and so forth.
That's so on.
Until we get down to the last one. So who am I? I was born the 29th of October 1970 in Europe.
70, well, that makes him 50 something.
Don't want to have a stab?
Nah, can't
No.
think. Nah.
Not sure. Righto, we'll move on to clue number 2. I played for 4 senior teams, including Juventus and Fulham.
The trouble is in the 70s, I left in 78, so he would have been 8-year-old when I left. I can't think of his name. It wasn't Robin.
Robin.
Arjen Robin, Dutch player.
Arjen Robin, no, it's not Arjen Robin. That's not bad actually. I don't think he played for Fulham, but he might have played for...
He did play, a lot of Dutch players played in Italy.
No, but it's not him, clue number 3. I twice won the Champions League, first in 1995 with Ajax, and for the second time in 2008 with Man United.
I will know him. I can't for the life of me think of the names. No.
No good. It is tough this week. It is tough. I've sort of gone a different route this week. Clue number 4. Up until 2017, I was the Netherlands' most capped player with 130 appearances, but never scored a goal.
Oh. Must have been a goalkeeper.
I'll leave that up to you, mate.
Yeah, that I couldn't name any of the goalkeepers. I can visualise them, but no.
No. Clue number 5. I set a world record by not conceding a goal in the Premier League for 1,311 minutes in the 2008-2009 season.
No, I can't think of the name.
Goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Dutch goalkeeper. Come on, Wad. Dutch goalkeeper.
I remember Peter
He
Schrijvers.
played for Man U.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as you say the name, I know, but
So no good?
no.
Oh, Waddy, no good, mate. Edwin van der Sar.
Ah, of course.
Edwin van der Sar,
Yeah,
mate.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's no points. No
No
points there, Wad.
points.
No points there. That's a bit disappointing.
And 1 point to the goals.
Yeah. We'll pop outside and have a go at penalties, eh?
Yeah.
Righto, Wad, penalties. When was the last time you took one of these, mate?
God, I don't think I've ever taken a penalty. It's probably because they know what sort of result is going to come from it. So, but no, the last time I scored will be 30 years ago,
Okay.
and that's when I chipped the keeper.
Well, if you do that today, I'll be majorly disappointed in myself. Have you got a prediction for what you think you'll get here, mate?
5 shots? Oh, I reckon I get 2.
2 out of 5?
Yeah.
Keeping the standards low?
Yeah.
Not disappointed.
Well, it makes the others look better. That's what it's all about.
True. Just a reminder again, if you miss the target, -5 points. If I save it, that's nothing. Score the penalty 5 points. Blue targets are worth 10 and yellow targets are worth 20. Good luck, mate.
Okay. Can we edit it out?
Oh well, Waddy, 0 points.
Well,
Plus another 0.
I'll make everybody else look good.
Yep. Unfortunately, that does leave you struggling at the bottom of the table there with nothing.
Yeah. Well, I can only get better.
Well, that's right. That's right.
But hopefully Red will start to give a little page for me.
I'm sure we'll find some cash in his wallet, mate. Yeah, unlucky. Oh, we'll go through the draw for this week. So, like I said, the Prems are playing on Tuesday night against Queenstown, which, it's after this comes, or before this comes out. So we'll figure out what's going on with that, and then they play Green Island on Saturday down here, which massive game.
Massive game.
Very winnable.
Very, very winnable. I think everybody would be really disappointed if we lose that one.
Yeah.
Mind you, Green Island has improved.
They have.
They've had some really good results recently, so we don't want to take it too lightly.
No, of course not. You can't take any of these games lightly, but hopefully they can get another 3 points there. The women are playing at Bain Park, which is always a bit of a struggle, isn't it?
Yeah,
but I'm sure
in the mud.
I'm sure they'll handle their business at 1 o'clock in Southend. The Donald Gray team are actually playing on Friday night at 7 p.m. against Old Boys.
Okay.
Yeah. So we've got 2 night games this week. One Tuesday for the Prems and Friday night for the Donald Gray team. Division 1 at home to Winton at 1 p.m.
Yeah.
And Division 2 are away to Wyndham at 2:45. So they've had a tough couple of weeks. Trip to Gore, then a trip to Wyndham. But I'm sure they'll be night. And there's actually a quiz night happening at the club this Saturday. Information about that can be found on our website or our Facebook page. Try and get your teams in and entered before the night, because it's a bit of a pain in the ass to have to do it on the night. That's teams are for $20, I think it is. So.
Yeah, Red is defending his title.
Yeah, that's right. He won last year, didn't he?
Yep.
Rat Pack.
The Rat Pack.
Yeah, we need to knock him off there.
I was in his team.
Oh, were you? That's why he won then, because it wouldn't have been him.
Yeah. Now, who was in it? Biggin and Phil McCartney.
Oh, true. Yeah, there's a bit of brain power, to be fair.
Yeah. I would call Phil McCartney the brain power.
Well, it's definitely not Rat. Well, that's the show for another week, really. Thanks for coming on, mate.
It was a pleasure.
I'm glad you've been enjoying the season. And
absolutely. And I'm looking forward to next season.
Yeah. Well, that's it. We're going to be there again next year now.
Absolutely. So. I'll start booking.
Yeah. Cheers, mate. It's been a pleasure.
Absolutely fantastic.
And as always, Queen's Park for life. See you next week.